Alright, welcome back to another fantasy video. Now, just a quick look at my Blast Rivals team. I wanted to be edgy, pick against Vitality, pick against Falcons now you could say, and obviously it did not work out. Shiro was great, that's about the end of that. Don't really need to discuss it any further. Just trying to chase at this point in the season as I said in my last video, so yeah, that can happen. That can happen. Now then, time for PGL Astana. Cool to have a tournament in Kazakhstan. And obviously, Spirits are the favorites here. They weren't like hugely impressive at Blast Rivals, but just looking at the field here with G2 making changes, Mongols kind of shaky, Aurora back from a small break, Navi shaky. I mean, they are the favorites here, there's no denying that. G2 is definitely interesting. The pricing is actually half decent as well, so they could be a decent pick. Aurora could be decent in a group stage, as they usually are. Not sure if I'm going to be picking them in the playoffs if they get there, but the one I have my eyes on is this new Astralis lineup. Obviously, they only changed one player, bringing in HooXi for Cadian. But I find it really interesting, this change. I think it could really bear dividends for Astralis. Obviously, they haven't had a long time to prac together, and no one can really expect what we're gonna see from them. But just diving into the players. Obviously, because everyone is going to want to go for Spirit, the pricing is out of this goddamn world. Like, it would be nice to get Spirit here, because I'm expecting them to go 3-0, 3-0 in the group stage. But just, I don't want to pay 212 or 218 for Magics or Zontics. Like, that just hurts my heart and my brain. It just feels bad. Shiro could work out, but like, Chopper at 200k, yeah, he will probably do okay. He can't be as bad as he was at Rivals when I picked him. But yeah, it's just crazy. And like donk lineups, I don't even know. Like, even if you want to go for only donk and then say you're kind of feeling what I just said about Astralis, maybe you want to kind of gamble on them, you go Stare, and you pick the Fantasy Goat CTR in there for some extra money. Then you have 180. What can you do? Snacks, Electronic. Like, are people actually going to go for donk? I mean, obviously he is going to farm this event. He's like the most picked player at the moment. I expect that to go down a bit once more sane players start picking their teams, because it's still quite early. But yeah, I mean, he could carry the whole team, but that's just not the route I'm going to go with. Navi are still insanely pricey. I mean, they have to bounce back at some point, right? But I'm not going to be touching them, just too expensive. Maybe Wonderful, but I don't think so. Aurora, Major is a bit on the pricey side. He has been playing kind of poor lately, but I'm hoping the break has done him good and bounce back. And I like Jota as well at that price, maybe Boxic. Mongols, I don't know, too inconsistent for me at the moment, don't really like it. G2, actually, maybe. Mobs has not been amazing lately, but Heavy God is a really nice price if you believe in G2. Hunter has been okay. CTR, my fantasy goat, as I say every video when I see him or when I see Game Legion in the teams list. It's just, I don't see a way I'm not gonna go CTR here, because I don't really want to pick like a full-on even lineup where everyone's like 200k, so I'm gonna have to do something. Now Astralis pricing is looking kind of saucy here. You can do a lot with, like, you can pick Device and Stone, even though Stone hasn't been the greatest. Surely, the group stage merchant, he has to bounce back. There has been probably like the best player for Astralis, like with consistency. If you, well, Deva maybe, but Star has been really good. Stairs, sorry. Jabby, I don't know how to feel about him. He has nice headshot activations, and that's something. And with Payne would have had a bit more time here to prac. The pricing here looks quite enticing. Like Davideus, NQC, and DGT all look interesting. Davideus actually had slightly worse stats for Payne than I thought he would have, but also the last few tournaments they've been playing with stand-ins and stuff like that, so I don't really think too much. Like full gamble would be like Payne and maybe Astralis or something. But I just really like, because as I said last video, I'm gonna be going a bit more gambly here, at least in like group stages of these kinds of events. There's just, you can do things with, like, even if you have the best players on paper from Astralis. Now, my, like, just my first reaction is this team. Because at least we have some more certainty by picking Aurora, who should definitely be in the playoffs. Will they go 3-0? Really depends on the matchups. It's super difficult to like guess, like, because just a few upsets here, and then like you don't know who's gonna face who. I actually don't know if there's any kind of seeding in these opening matchups, because these matchups look so wonky to me, as they always seem to be at these PGL events. Like, how is Spirit playing Gamer Legion? I don't know. But yeah, this is like the one that just immediately drew my eye. Just like looking at things, like you can do the same with like Chopper and Magics, but I just prefer Voxic, and Voxic definitely has a higher ceiling. But at the same time, well, if you want to go for this lineup, you actually have to like downgrade to Stair, and then you can get CTR. But yeah, it's just I can't like pay 212k for Magics. Like, watch, this is probably gonna backfire because Spirit should go through easily, but I just don't want to do it. Like, if I went for like the safest thing ever, is possible, not quite. I mean, if you wanted to, well, now it's not safe anymore, but bringing my boy ZTR back, and then you go for a fun little Molodoi pick here. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? But yeah, probably wouldn't do that. Let's see. We could go with like the Mongols, something like this, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really looked at these safe options too much, but you get the point. Spirit, the obvious way to go. I would say Aurora, second favorites here. G2 again is interesting, but I'm gonna keep to the Astralis angle. I did say I want to gamble, so something like this would be cool with CTR added, or then you can downgrade Stone to Stair and upgrade Hunter to oh, was it even Jabby? You could go if you want to, really your preference here. Then you can upgrade Hunter to Mobs. No, it was there. So you could go like this, then add CTR in there, because I think Gamer Legion have a good chance of making it out. Unfortunately, PR and risks are just really quite expensive, and those are like the two players I would want. But I don't hate the look of this lineup. Honestly, don't know if I would go this or Hunter and Stone, because Hunter has been playing surprisingly good. Obviously, we haven't seen him without Monacy, so it is gambly to say the least. No certainties this lineup. Just looking like I got Bucharest here, a team that worked really well, had PR and ZTR. But as I said, it really depends on the matchups, and it's quite impossible to predict that. So you can do a lot with picking Astralis and Gamer Legion. Let me just quickly show you like some teams that I had just hooked up here just for fun. So this was one of the versions with the G2 Astralis combo. Here we have, if Shiro was so good at Rivals, could work out again. Kind of a Actually, kind of a fun looking lineup. Techno has been horrible though, so I might change him out. Or I would change him out probably if I were to go for that. Here's like a more even lineup. But again, Techno not been looking good, so that's why I'm switching to like Voxic probably. Another Shiro lineup. Doesn't look half bad. Just no one really knows how Astralis is going to play. Pretty much all of these teams have Astralis because I'm just in that mindset that I'm going to take a risk here. And why not just have some fun with Astralis? There's a high probability that it just crashes and burns. So take everything I say with a grain of salt as usual. Um, here we just have so much potential again with like Res, two of the best players from Astralis, and if Davideus and Payne wake up this event, then it would be like amazing. But what I'm on currently is the one I showed you first. I like the balance in this team. I'm not gonna start talking about the amount of risk with Astralis yet again, but yeah, you can change things around, but at least I have Aurora who should make it through. And yeah, the only thing is the just role activation with the Astralis players is kind of whack because they have been playing so poorly. So there's not like a lot you can do, just kind of hope for the best that they actually frag out this event. But that's what it's all about. But yeah, probably would advise you to go for safer teams, but if you're like me and want to take a risk, this is what I'm on currently. Might change things around, but as usual, I will have my team linked in the description down below so you can check it out in real time if I'm going to make any changes. But these are just my thoughts around PGL Astana. So if you have any questions or suggestions or anything at all, want to share your team, do it in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Maybe we can have a better season next season. And yeah, good luck with this one, guys.